Mambo, fiesta, forever. Come on and sing along.
Oh, welcome back. All night long. Yeah, I know, right? We're ready.
Okay.
Life's good. We're dancing a little bit, and you guys can be doing some dancing at the Conservatory. Justin Level and the team over there have revitalized this building, this space. Whether it's, you guys are into local music or just local artists in general, you guys highlight that so well.
We do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Well, take us through last night. You guys had Cool Verse Couture Night. How was that, man?
It was great. It was great. A great turnout for the end of the year. Throughout this last year, we were doing it the fourth Thursday of every month. Moving into 2023, it's going to be the fourth Friday of every month.
Cool.
Our house artist, Mike Snyder, if you've been around town, you might have seen this cat before. Every month, he brings in a couple new artists. They put their art up on the wall. That rotates out every month. We've got bands, food, we've got vendors, all kinds of stuff, man. It's a really great time.
And it seems like the people are loving it, and it's going to keep growing and growing. And I got to ask you, where was your idea or your guys' idea with this and showcasing those local artists? Because I keep telling people, we're in the middle of a renaissance here in town. I mean, so many artists are doing, whether it's, painting or any type of, sculpting or any type of art. We're just thriving.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, when we first started the Conservatory, I put a Facebook post out. And I was like, we've got all this wall space. I've got a bunch of room for art, and I need to fill this, these walls up.
Right.
And Mike hit me up, and he was like, "Hey, you should come over and check my place out. I have a lot of art." I'm like, "Well, you're a stranger. I'm not coming to your house. It's never gonna happen." So a few people vouched for him, and I'm like, "All right, cool." So I go over to his house, and if anyone's familiar with the Venice Cafe in St. Louis,
yeah.
His house is kind of like that. I mean, there's just art everywhere. I mean, and pretty much everything in his house he custom made for himself, and it was just amazing. Like, you know what? I enjoy this. Let's make something happen. He said, I've got all this stuff. Whatever you want, take it. Like, well, I mean, I don't want to take everything because I don't know about you, but everything I have in my house, I accumulated over like 15, 20 years.
A lot of memories there,
Right. He's like, dude, I've got trailers and storage, but I got so much stuff. So he brings all the stuff in. He makes some killer custom pieces for the place. Mm-hmm. And then Caleb, my business partner, he's like, we should do like an art show every month. And at first I was like, we're a music venue, man. Like, let's work on that part.
Right.
And then we'll move on to this art thing. But like you said, there's so much of a resurgence in the art community coming up. It was like, it makes sense to include this. And I'm glad we did, because every month it's something fresh. We're meeting so many different types of artists. And when we have these couture nights, the entertainment can be anything. Last night we had Biff Gnarly, Distant Eyes, and Daisy Chain. Yeah, so that was a rockin' show. Sometimes we have spoken word and hip hop or poetry or things like that. Wow. There's just a lot going on, and it's a really good chance for us to highlight all the different type of creativity and art that's in the community that's not just focused on music. Mm-hmm. And there's nowhere else that's really doing that, so I'm glad that we could step up and give that a home.
Now, do you guys have the touch tunes in your bar, or is it vinyl?
Well, okay, so we do have a record player.
Okay,
I try to do that as much as we can. We do have a touch tunes. I feel like if you're owning a bar, it's probably
have one.
Although I will say, our music selection in there, it's pretty rare that people even jump on the jukebox.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say maybe we get 10 songs on there a month. That's about it.
Well, I like that because the whole aesthetic, whenever I saw that you guys had the record player and some things, I thought, to me, that's the vibe. I love it because it just adds that sense to it. And take us through your transition process of, taking the reins over, during the pandemic, in the middle of it, right in the heart of the pandemic.
Perfect time to start a bar, dude.
Oh, why
Perfect
not?
time.
Why not? No one can drink. Just start it up, make some money.
So I used to work for the bar that was there before, just running shows, booking, doing stuff like that. Then we had a little bit of a falling out. Then the pandemic happened.
Right.
And the guy that I was renting all the PA gear from, Mike Kasich, great guy.
He's awesome.
He is. And honestly, we get our stuff from him, and he's such a great help to us. I don't want to say we couldn't do it without him, but we couldn't do it without him.
I mean, he really is. Mike's fantastic.
He's great. So Mike hits me up and he's like, I just moved all the PA stuff out of the bar. I'm like, what's going on? Like, oh, well, they closed. Yeah. Like, all right. So I had some stuff that was still in there from when I was hanging out, and contacted the business owner. I'm like, hey man, I've got a key to the building still, but I'm not trying to roll in there without your permission since the previous owner wasn't there anymore. And he let me come in, and we, started talking. I'm like, well, what realistically would you want for rent for this place? And we struck a deal. I already had two people, Caleb Lewis and Jay Stanley, that I was working with. And we had been looking for buildings, and like, you know what? I've already worked here. It's a perfect setup. It's already established as a venue space. It has been for several changes of ownership, and it just seems like the solid move. So we took that risk. It's pretty rough, obviously, starting in the middle of the pandemic, but to me, if you can be resilient and you can push through that, then there's really not a lot that's going to take you down.
You're right. That's what I always thought. If you could make it through the thick of this, starting it, there's nothing that's going to stop you guys. And what was some of the initial kind of hurdles? I mean, we're opening back up after, the pandemic starts to subside a little bit. What were you expecting in terms of just feedback? Did you get it right away, or did it take you some time to build that audience again?
Oh, we're still working on it.
Really?
It's a constant changing thing, especially when we first opened, because there were just rules and regulations and all these different things that were coming up, and there was a while that we could only do outdoor service.
Right.
And if you're familiar with the place, we have this alley. That's it. That's all we have.
I will say it's the coolest damn alley in town.
Hey, thanks.
I will say that on record.
We have fun out there. So there was that, and then there was capacity limits, and then there was like you had to be closed by 10 p.m. There's just all kinds of crazy stuff, and so that was a lot of that was a bummer. There are still people that come in that don't even know that there was a change of ownership, so they'll come in and be like, looks kind of different in here. I'm like, a little bit. But overall, I'd say the people that come in, they're very, impressed by the art for Mike Snyder.
Without
it's
a
just
doubt.
the stuff in there blows you away. And, we try to do every type of music and entertainment within reason. So there's something there for everybody, generally speaking. Now, of course, there's sometimes sometimes people come in and there's like a punk rock band or something, they're just not into it. Right, it happens. But overall, people have been very receptive and very cool with us, and we appreciate that very much. And we're glad that we can take that space and do something that the art and the music community seems like they enjoy.
It seems like, they love it. And I got to ask you one question before we take a quick break.
Sure.
What was the event? What was the day that you knew that you guys were on the right track? Maybe it's a little bit after the people are coming back in. Was there one party, one show that you guys had that you guys kind of utilized that, not as a grand opening, but as a, just a way to look back and go, there's interest?
Yeah, there was. So last year, back in October of 2021, we did the Not Quite DIY Fest. And that was an outdoor/indoor show. It was an all-day thing. We had 2 stages. There's 16 bands. And it was my first time setting up any type of festival or anything like that. And when I was reaching out to these bands, there were a few that couldn't make it just from scheduling conflicts.
Right.
But everybody else I talked to, they were just so stoked, and we had a great night. And I was running around like crazy. That whole day is a blur to me.
I was sorry to say, do you remember any of it?
I remember being outside because there's a parking lot behind the building that we used to rent out. That's where the main stage was. And I had the lights, the front-facing lights towards the stage on the roof of the back room, right?
Okay.
So I was sitting up on the roof. I was aiming these lights as it started to get dark. And I look out and I see however many people it was. That was a huge crowd, a couple hundred people. And like, this is something that we can do every year. And it shows that we're in a place that people want to come and they want to see original local music, and seeing that many people congregating and enjoying it all at once, to me at least, I don't know about the other guys, but that was the day I was like, you know what, this is probably going to work out. Yep. I like this a lot, and that day was very rewarding for us.
Absolutely. It's 10:43. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and you're going to learn all about the ways you can celebrate the New Year's Eve right over there at the Conservatory. A great opportunity, a great event coming your way. We talk all about it after this.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And the River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
Inspiring her dreams and helping her pursue them. That's why we protect your house and your car, because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. American Family Insurance.
If you walk in your sleep, forget where you came.
Oh, welcome back, 1047 right here on this 30th day of December. Justin Level with the Conservatory. We're hearing all about how you guys can celebrate New Year's Eve at the music venue in town. Really is. Take us through what's happening this Saturday.
All right, so this Saturday we've got our New Year's Eve bash. We're gonna have music by Spilly Nelson. If you haven't seen that band, great guys. They always bring the party.
Yep.
So they'll be playing a 4-hour set, I think, and we'll have food, and we're gonna have champagne at midnight, and there'll be a couple batched cocktails that you can get. Today, being Friday, this is the last day that you'll be able to get it for $15.
Okay.
We're selling tickets at the bar, obviously, or online. There's an Eventbrite page. You can find all that information on the Facebook.
Okay.
And yeah, it's gonna be a killer time.
Awesome.
So, if anyone's out there and you don't have plans for New Year's and you want to jam a little bit and you want to, have a good time and meet some cool people, that would be the spot to go to.
That's incredible. And kind of transitioning back a little bit just to the start of the business and where you guys are now. What was the biggest hurdle for you that you weren't expecting? Was there any type of learning curve that you thought you kind of weren't anticipating at all?
How expensive it is to run a business.
Well, yeah.
Insane. Because when you go into it, right, and I'm not a numbers guy.
Right.
I'm not a money guy. That's why I have 2 business partners. They take care of that part. But, as we go through our monthly expenses and you just see taxes and insurance and employee costs and all this, it's mind-blowing how expensive it is. And it makes sense to me that sometimes places will be open for a few years and then kind of go because it's very tough. But, if you're persistent and you maintain a good crowd and you keep people coming in, it'll be cool. But that for me, at least, I wasn't prepared.
Right.
Because I thought if you sell this much every day, then you'll make this much and it'll be fine. That's not how it is.
Well, a lot of people do that though. They go, well, if I make, let's say my cost is 75, keep it under 100, $75 a day to run something. If I make 100, I'm good.
Yeah, not really.
Good luck.
Yeah, not
That's
really.
really good with that. I saw something too, because I do follow along on the Facebook, and you actually yourself have made some different mixtures, some different cocktails, and kind of have fun with that.
Sure.
Is that something that you've always had passion for?
Well, there was a venue in town for a while. If anybody remembers, it was called 300 State Street.
Yeah,
And-
right over here.
Yeah, and I bartended there for a few years.
Not to
And
cut you off, best pizza I have ever had in my life.
Sean crushed it in the kitchen there, and when we moved into the conservatory, he hit me up. And
Did he?
Yeah, and unfortunately, our kitchen just isn't big enough for what he needs. But boy, would that have been awesome! Because I agree, best pizza this town's ever seen, in my opinion. at
Without
least.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. So when I was at 300, I was running the bar for a little bit, and I used to change out the house cocktails, and I got into this thing where I would make a cocktail based on a local band or one of their songs or something like that. And I just kind of took that vibe into what we do at the conservatory. So every season we'll have different signature cocktails. Usually, they're named after a song or a band or anything like that, but they're constantly rotating out. And we try to keep things fresh. Like if you come in and I'm your bartender, I'll make you any type of classic cocktail you want, old fashions, Manhattans, daiquiris, whatever. But I like to have things that are a little bit more unique that you can't get everywhere else. And one, it's something that brings people in, and two, if you're going somewhere that has something that's you can't get everywhere else, there's an incentive to want to stick around and try new things and kind of broaden your horizons a little bit.
Absolutely. And once again, guys, we are talking about the New Year's Eve festivities with Spilly Nelson at the Conservatory. Remember, you guys have one more, about 12 hours to get tickets at $15 because tomorrow they go up. But honestly, for $20, you're getting a lot in that ticket price.
Oh, sure. And we kept the ticket, the cap pretty low. That way we wouldn't have to deal with, a crowd that is not unmanageable,
right?
But we don't want you to wait for 5 minutes for a drink. We don't want to run out of food or anything like that. So, I'm not going to use the word exclusive, but there's definitely, we kept it down so the people that really want to be there
can
enjoy themselves. Right. Exactly.
So there's no feeling of you being trapped in a sardine can going, I can't move.
Because who wants to do that?
No one, exactly.
Yeah, you've got one New Year's Eve to hang out, and I wouldn't want to spend that, waiting in line the entire time or, trying to fight my way around people. I don't do that.
No, absolutely not. And what are you guys looking forward to the most in the start of the next year?
Oh, we've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So we have monthly residencies that we've been doing on Thursday nights. We've got Derry Garcia, who does some Grateful Dead stuff, and he has this really cool looping station with his guitar. So it's a one-man thing, and he does all this stuff on his own. It's really cool. Mila Ray Duffy, who plays frequently at Morrison's, she comes in and does some Irish tunes for us once a month. Then we've got the boys at Hideous Gentlemen, who Jared owns the shop next door to us, Alton Music Exchange.
Yeah.
If anybody is around the Broadway area, go check his shop out. Super awesome. And then we've got the Cooliverse Couture every month too. So those things are going to be on Fridays now. Then on Sundays, we've got karaoke. Wednesdays, we've got open mic. Thursdays, we're going to have trivia. We're also going to start recording our live shows. So bands will have the options to come in and say, instead of taking the door charge and us getting paid that way, we'll put that aside, maybe throw up another $50-$60. And then you can have either just the raw recordings or we can take them to Lighthouse Sounds and mix them.
Right.
So we're trying to have kind of an offshoot of Lighthouse there. So Lighthouse does the studio recordings and then we do the live stuff, and we're still working together for that project. We've got that going on. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline that we'll have to iron out some details, but I definitely expect more music for one. The trivia night's going to be awesome because Damien, he's our sound guy. Mm-hmm. He's an incredibly smart guy. He's going to be a fantastic host for that. But follow us on Facebook. When we get the rest of the stuff ironed out, because I don't want to say anything too quick. Because usually when I do that, it doesn't happen, and I feel like a huge jerk.
Well, I get people in trouble. I do that all the time.
Sure.
I throw them out there, and
I've done this enough times. I know like when to not say things.
Well, I want to ask you right off the one last question for you, because we only got about a couple minutes left before we wrap up the show today, and that's about the young artists and young musicians we have in town. I've seen it so many times, just young musicians utilizing your venues.
Sure.
If people don't know, I feel like you're the best person to summarize this, or kind of one of the best to summarize this, about the young artists in our community. I mean, they are really good.
They are fantastic. And I'll tell you, coming from somebody who's played music for about 20 years now here in Alton, the music scene goes in waves, right? So when I was first getting involved, it was huge. There were bands out there like Harvey and oh, I'm blanking on the other guy. Whatever. Sorry, fellas. It was 20 years ago. Whatever.
Right.
So there was a lot going on, and then when I really started playing, I was in a band called Gemini Hustler, and we were playing with like Hope and Therapy a lot at the time, and really it was like a handful of groups. There was kind of a lull, and then when we came back and started doing stuff with before we opened the conservatory, we started getting things put together for that. Saw how many bands were coming up. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but young kids, what are they going to be playing? You know, I kind of felt like an old curmudgeon. I'm like, music these days sucks. These kids, blah blah. And then I got to meet these guys and see what they're bringing, and dude, fantastic. I mean, Lofty's Comet, one of the best bands around. Period.
Right.
Daisy Chain, crushing it. They're doing some old school like 90s grunge stuff. Nico, crushing it. Where's the Rum? Always brings a rowdy crowd and a great party. I mean, these kids are just, and not only are they coming to our place and really doing their thing, but they've got this whole, I mean, the house shows have always been a thing, but now they've got their own house show circuit going on, and they're really carving a spot out for themselves, and it makes me so proud to see that. Because it's, something that I was a part of for so long. We thought it was all going to kind of die down. Right. And now it's getting bigger than it ever was. And it's great to see. And I'm so proud to be a part of it and have a place that we can have these bands come in and do their thing and either get their start, hone in their craft, whatever. I mean, it's awesome.
It's really cool. And then I guess the end goal would be hopefully when they make the break and they start, touring the world, they come right back here to Alton and do another house show for you, huh?
I would hope so. Because I'm going to be calling them like, hey, remember that time that,
Remember when you had $3 and I gave you those drinks for free? Well, we got about 400 people here ready for you. No, but anyway, Justin, it's been fun. I really enjoy talking to you, man. I mean, you have your knowledge of the music scene and just the Alton area in general, because you've been a part of so many different businesses and restaurants. No doubt Conservatory is going to be around for years to come here.
I sure hope so.
And once again, take us through Saturday night so we can get that plug in one last time.
Okay, so Saturday night, New Year's Eve bash at the Conservatory. Doors open at 7 o'clock. Music's going to start right around 8:39, depending on how everyone's feeling. We'll have food. We'll have champagne at midnight. We'll have drinks that are included in the ticket prices. We'll have drink specials that are going on. Limited amount of tickets, so don't worry about being super crowded and like up in people's faces if, the COVID is still an issue for you, or if, the flu's been going around. So it's going to be a nice, safe, open place. We always have fun. Everyone that comes in can feel comfortable and, like they belong there. And if that's something that you're looking for this Saturday, please come be a part of it with us.
And something I like that I wanted to kind of highlight too, that I was talking with Caleb about this, is that you guys really have such a great atmosphere. It's not, you aren't going to get the jerk, if you go out. We've all experienced the one guy that's just been partying for 4 days and doesn't need to be talked to. You guys don't have that there. It's just such a great and just calm atmosphere.
Sure. Yeah. We when we first opened, Caleb and I, we've been in the bar scene forever, and we knew that we were going to have to weed out the BS, and we really did that. And there were a few people that came in and started some crap, and, the way we handled it, people heard about it.
Right.
Like, okay, well, that is not a place to go do that.
Right.
So, we don't really have to worry. Every now and then you'll have someone that get a little bit too wasted. You cut them off. Maybe they get a little upset, whatever. You'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll see you later.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really important to us that everyone that comes in, they know they can feel comfortable. And if anything does happen, they know they're going to be taken care of. And we're going to do what's right for the safety and the comfort of our customers.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. The year is over as far as I'm concerned. Right here at 10:59 on the 30th day of December. Make sure you check out the Conservatory tomorrow. And check me out on Tuesday. I'll be back live at 9 for you. So on that note, have a great weekend and try your best to stay out of jail.